Hi guys, it's Laura and I'm back to show you some of my favorite things from the bundle that I went ahead and I printed. So these are your printable items that, again, you can get with the bundle. There's so many different options, but I'm only going to show you a few. If I showed you all of the options that are in the bundle, we would be here all day. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this is my planner. I actually show you guys how to put this together for the people who purchase it. So if you want to see more of it, you could go to that link, but I'm going to show you kind of quickly. Again, this planner is not for everybody. There are some curse words in it. It's definitely meant for adults. It's definitely meant for people with a sense of humor and that are not, it's definitely not an Erin Condren, or it's not even a happy planner. It is definitely a little bit different, but it has inside, we've got your basic planner belongs to page. We've got our years at a glance. We have this is where you can kind of write down all of your important dates at the very front. So this is what I use to normally put birthdays in. So as you can see, like I put like little, just like this is where it becomes kind of just a little bit cheeky, as my son now has been into saying, and now apparently one of my nieces is also saying it, which is hilarious. We watch too many British shows. So, okay, so at the bottom it says, let's be honest, despite my best efforts in writing down these important dates, I'll probably still forget. And then this next one says, I'm done adulting for the rest of the year. Then in addition to those pages, I've got tons of different planner dividers. This is one of them. Be a Fruit Loop in a world full of Cheerios. I have this divided up to already look like a planner. So let's see if I have any of the other dividers here. I don't think I do. I think I left them all in the other room. Oh, nope. Here's one more. Okay. Put your positive pants on and get to work. So I've got enough dividers to last the entire year. Then I've got currently pages for those of you that use a happy planner. This is a page that will probably appeal to you. So this is kind of where you can reflect each month on, what your favorites are. Only in this case, you're going to say what you're annoyed by, what you're listening to, what you're failing at, what you're reading, what you're hating, what you're watching, what you're feeling. So it's a little bit of a variation on a standard, like what's my favorite TV show type of thing. Then, of course, you're going to get your monthlies. This is January. And, of course, there's going to be a sassy little quote for each one. January is the Monday of all months. That is totally true. Then, here's the other side of a monthly. And then, for your weeklies, let me try to get you both pages at once. I don't know if we can see them both together, kind of. Okay, so I have a dashboard layout. And then I also have a vertical layout so that you can choose whichever works for you. And in Mom Envy fashion, I have options for you. So they are not one standard option for the dashboard layout. There's multiple options and you can print a different left page and a different right page that works for you. With the vertical, it's the same thing. And I always have a Monday start or a Sunday start because I know that different people like their planners to start at different days of the week. And I've given you both options so that you can pick. So in addition to your weeklies and your monthlies and basic pages, I also have some extra pages. So for instance, I have a habit tracker. I've got a funny moments tracker, which is great if you have little kids that say funny things and maybe you kind of forget those things and you're mad at yourself later. Well, this is perfect because then you can track that. I have, again, you've already seen the current happenings page, and I think that's all I have printed. So that's here. Of course, I left everything else in the other room. So that is a basic overview of what my planner looks like. But let's look at some of the other products from the other amazing people that are part of this bundle. So the first one I have is the Simply Focus Workbook, and that is by Juliana Poplin. So the Simply Focus Workbook is 27 pages, but it is not just a workbook. She actually is going to talk to you about how to identify what you need to work on and then how you need to get there. So what I really like is she talks about finding out kind of what your purpose are, what your priorities, what your values are. Then another page that I love is she actually talking about things that are going to prevent you from getting that done. And then she also then has her SMART goals worksheet and then her daily goal planner. So what she does is she really walks you through picking a goal based on your needs. What is missing in your life? What do you really wish you could accomplish but you've been frustrated with? What are the things that are going to keep you from doing that? Honestly, if you can write down what's going to keep you from doing it, let's say, scrolling through Instagram or watching TikTok videos or whatever it is that keeps you from doing your work, then if you can really sit and look and say, okay, these are what is preventing me from doing my goal, and then work you through the steps to making your goal, this will really help you with being successful. And you can print it to go in a planner, or you just print it as a regular workbook and an ebook, or you don't have to print it at all. You can just look at it and then walk through the questions in your head. But I will tell you that writing things down you are more likely to accomplish something if you write it down. I apologize. I'm going to have starting and stopping because my son is with my dad, but I would hope that would mean that I would be interruption free, but I'm not, because my son does not like to listen to his Jotic sometimes. And so I apologize if this video starts and stops. That's why. Okay, so let's get on to another item that I printed. I also have, in addition to this, I printed out Corinne Schmidt has daily planning pages for an organized family, and I printed this because I love this. It is a little chart that I can give my kids to walk them through different routines of things that they need to do in a day. And I like that it's just kind of starting a habit young with your kids, because your kids are never too young to start working on routines. Okay, well, obviously a newborn baby's not going to, but my 4-year-old could definitely do this and keep track of the things that he's done in his routine. So I love this. Then there is a really, really pretty planner. It's the Bullet Journal Inspired Printable Planner, and it is awesome. As you can see, it's super pretty. It's got really light colors. It's got flowers. This is a pretty nice looking chore tracker. It's definitely not your boring black and white chore tracker. So I printed this one just because I wanted to show, for those of you that like florals or like colors and you like planners, this is a really good option. And this has so many different pages, but you see I printed the monthly spending log. We've got chore trackers. I love that she does a yearly overview. Instead of just doing an overview of a month, you go through and you plan out for the entire year, and you could do this all up front. You could just do it each month. You could go to this tracker and pick what your goals are for that month. You can kind of use it however you'd like. Then one of my other personal favorites is the Blue Pages Personal Development Goal Setting Blueprint. I just want to make sure I call it the right thing. And this is by Emily. And Emily this thing is awesome, because what she does is she walks you through the 7 different areas in your life, and you talk about how you're doing currently in that area. So you're going to think to yourself, or you're going to talk to yourself about, really realistically, how are you doing in each of those areas? And then you're going to look at the areas that are weakest, and then you're going to make goals for that area. So once you do the little workbook of picking out what areas you need, so then she has these really great sheets where you talk about the area you want to improve on and why, and it's then what's holding you back. Then, of course, she doesn't just have you talk about what it is that is wrong. Then she has you go through what your action steps are. And she makes it really easy, because she walks you through everything, and then she has a workbook that goes with it. I love when these ebooks have workbooks, because I find that just reading a book is not as valuable to me as reading a book and having a workbook to go with it, because then I can actually write things down and keep track of notes of things that I want to remember, or in this case, actually make a plan to go with my goals. So